I'm Chad, and these are my teammates, and we're here to talk to you about plastic pollution in the oceans. Plastic is perhaps the perfect material for a mass consumerist market. It is cheap to acquire, it is very easy to mold and work with in a manufacturing setting, it is light, which makes for easy shipping, and it is durable, which makes for long shelf lives. However, durability is a double-edged sword. Because of how durable plastic is, current estimates say that it will take 500 to 1,000 years for a piece of plastic to break down in nature. And that's just an estimate because we haven't actually observed plastic for 500 years yet. This is a major issue considering that plastic makes up a third of all waste coming out of the United States. 8 million tons of plastic enter the ocean every single year. And when it's in the ocean, the waves and sunlight just break it down into very small pieces of plastic called microplastics. A microplastic is defined as any piece of plastic less than a millimeter across, and current estimates suggest there are 51 trillion microplastic particles in the ocean.
The convenience and economic benefits of plastics are counterbalanced by their permanence resulting from unanticipated long life cycles. Plastics take 500 to 1,000 years to break down completely. With the popularity of single-use plastics, a large percentage of the world's waste is plastic debris, winding up in landfills, natural spaces, and especially in our oceans. As plastics are subject to UV light, the large polymer chains begin to break down into smaller microplastics and fibers, typically defined as less than 5 millimeters in diameter. While the detrimental effects of large plastic waste entangling wildlife, covering beaches, and blocking light to delicate ecosystems below the water surface are easy to see, microplastics pose a greater invisible threat. These smaller particles and fibers are ingested by sea life, affecting both these species directly as well as the food chain at large. As fish are consumed by birds, bears, people, etc., these small plastic particles wind up affecting many animals. In addition, microplastics cannot be easily filtered out of these water streams, winding up in human water sources and food products, including honey, tap water, sea salt, and even the beer you drink. A study by Marie Kuseth, Sherry Mason, and Elizabeth Wattenberg in 2018 indicates that the average person ingests around 5,100 synthetic particles just from tap water annually. The ingestion of these plastic particles currently has unknown effects on the human body.
When looking at the issue of plastic in the oceans, we have mainly been focusing on the negative aspects. Alternatively, there is a positive aspect as well as a neutral one. The negative perspective looks at all the bad outcomes of having plastic in the ocean, its effect on the environment, individuals, and society. This perspective may also take the approach of banning plastic products in order to prevent more plastic from winding up in the ocean. In contrast, the positive perspective may say that plastic in the ocean can be used for good. For example, cleaning up plastic may provide jobs to more people. Another example is the Recycled Island Foundation, who build plastic islands from recycled materials and place them in rivers to provide new habitats for birds, plants, fish, and algae. The final perspective is a neutral one. This is when the problem is ignored or otherwise handed off to somebody else. Plastic in the ocean would neither be good nor bad, but rather indifferent.
Plastic waste in the ocean has multiple ethical implications pertaining to the health and well-being of not only marine life, but humans as a species as well. One of the dilemmas deals with how we are treating our home, Earth. As a college student, I am no stranger to renting housing, and I always try to keep my rentals in good shape. The same should apply for humans living on planet Earth. Recently, a dead whale washed up on a beach in the Philippines and was found to contain over 88 pounds of plastic inside its stomach. Not only are we harming marine life, but a study found that 8 out of 10 babies had phthalates in their blood. Along with this, 93% of all people had BPA, a type of plastic, in their urine. In order to offset some of these ethical dilemmas, awareness about the harmful effects of plastic waste needs to be raised. This can be accomplished by creating advertising campaigns showing the devastating effects of plastic waste, which would effectively guilt trip people into changing their ways. Another solution would be to create international standards and regulations on recycling and plastic waste disposal.